Hey everyone, this is Karen Waksman, founder of Retail MBA. Today we're going to be talking about selling to TJ Maxx. So if you have a great consumer product that you think should be in their stores, this little training will give you some insights and tips and strategies on how to get started today with selling to TJ Maxx. With that said, let's get started on today's training. So let's talk about selling to TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx is an off-price retailer that sells apparel and home fashion goods in the United States and in Puerto Rico. They are a retailer that has over 1,000 stores they're responsible for. They're basically an American department store chain. And it's been a very popular retailer as of late. And I wanted to talk about TJ Maxx and selling to them. TJ Maxx basically sells a variety of different products. They sell women's fashion, men's fashion, beauty, products like cosmetics, fashion accessories like handbags and so forth, kids and toy products, home goods, you name it. It's a big department store. And a lot of times when people are trying to sell to them, they don't really get how they operate because they have branded products. It looks like they're off-price deals, buying in bulk deals and so forth. And they always ask me, are there buyers? How does it all work? Do you have any strategies, tips for this particular retailer? So first of all, since they have 1,000 stores they're responsible for, you're dealing with volume. So you really need to make sure that if you come to them with either your own branded product that you want to sell to them on a massive scale, they can do that, or an off-price bulk of your excess goods, it needs to be volume. They have too many stores and they're not dealing with the little guy. So that's one thing to consider. The second thing is you have to walk their stores to take a look at the types of pricing that they are accustomed to for your product category. It's a big deal because just because it's cheap doesn't mean they'll take it. If it's more expensive, maybe they can do it. So you got to take a look at your particular category and look on their website and figure out what's the thing that's going to get the buyer to be excited about your product. If it's the right price and the right product, they'd be very interested in you. Yes, they have buyers who buy products for their stores, so it's very similar to other chain stores. They don't just buy, bulk buys from off-price dealers anymore. They've changed their format to include vendors like you. So that's really exciting. There's a few things to consider when selling to them. They also own Marshalls, Home Goods, Sierra, and HomeSense. So these are all other retail chains. Typically what happens with a chain store is they work with you, they give you a vendor number. A vendor number essentially is kind of your number that if they like your product, they make you fill out paperwork and then they give you a vendor number. The reason I mention vendor numbers is when you get the mother load, the actual vendor number, it's a very big deal. You're now a vendor in their system. You can track everything through that vendor number and so forth. It's the dream, right? Because one chain store order from them can mean millions of dollars to your business and your bottom line. With that said, they have software that manages vendors, right? Say you go after Maxx, TJ Maxx rejects you. You're sad you didn't get your vendor number. Perhaps you want to go to, say, a Marshalls or Home Goods, see if the buyers are different for that particular category, and then reach out to those buyers and then possibly get them interested in your product. If, say, Marshalls agrees to purchase your product from you under that brand, then what happens is you still fill out the forms, and these retailers who own a bunch of different retailer names usually share the same software system. So a lot of times, if you get a vendor number from, say, Marshalls, you also have one for TJ Maxx. Same thing for Home Goods, and etc. So this is very similar to Macy's and Bloomingdale's. They're different companies, but they have the same software systems. You get into their system, it actually allows the buyer to process you a lot faster. So why do I say that? A sales strategy is try for TJ Maxx to say no, maybe go after one of the other ones that they are responsible for. And if they say yes in, say, Marshalls, you get a vendor number, you can call TJ Maxx afterwards and say, hey, I'm already in your system through Marshalls, which tells the buyer they don't have to fill out a ton of paperwork. And it tells the buyer that they can add you as a vendor very quickly.
That's very intriguing to a buyer who sees a lot of products all day long, every single day. And every time they add a new vendor, they literally have to fill out forms. And sometimes they just don't want to. It takes too much work. They have day jobs. They have a lot going on. It's not worth the test for all that headache. And so in your case, you're basically helping the buyer speed up. It's just an example of one of many things you can do to get them interested in you. So the bottom line answer is, if you want to sell to a TJ Maxx, there's a strategy there with the fact that they own so many other different branded companies. The last thing I'll mention just in this short video training is that with TJ Maxx, they are very big on diversity. If you are a women-owned business or a minority-owned company, or you are a veteran, you can get certified. And if you are 51% or more of any of these things, I highly recommend getting certifications, because their audience, their clientele is very diverse. And so they're looking for diverse suppliers. However, if you get certified, that is an even better deal for them. So that actually can bring you to the front of the line. There's certain retailers that really emphasize supplier diversity more than others because of the fact that their clientele is very much that way. So they want to support that audience. So that means if you're a woman-owned business, for example, go to wbenc.org. That's wbenc.org. And get certified as a woman-owned business. They will review who you are. They will check if you're really 51% owned by a woman. They will go to your office, your home. They will double check. One of these certifications can mean so much money to a person that a lot of times the husbands of the wives get the wives to be in on the business just for this certification. And so WeBank, the name of the organization I just mentioned, is used to a lot of people who are who are not necessarily a woman-owned business. So they're really going to scrutinize. It doesn't cost very much money, but if you can get that certification, it takes months. It's very important to your business as a vendor for chain stores. They really want that certification. They have a whole diversity division. This is a very big deal. And honestly, it's just another sales strategy. If you can get ahead of the line of everybody else, go for it. Anyways, I hope this provided value for you. There's so many other things I can say about selling to TJ Maxx. If you want to learn exactly how to approach, pitch, and sell to retail chains like TJ Maxx, we actually have a training and coaching system listed on retailmba.com. That's retailmba.com. We also have live events, matchmaking stuff with buyers. We have done for you services. We do everything related to making money with a consumer product brand. This is Karen Waksman. Please like, subscribe, comment, keep in touch. We appreciate you. Thanks so much.